This is a call for an uprising. We welcome you to today's show and ask those of you who have not subscribed to please subscribe to our YouTube channel as we continue to expose the satanic Illuminati agenda and the ushering in of the Antichrist as we are in the end times. Today's show I want to expose yet another false idol, another false god, so to speak, that the people worship and praise. I've exposed many of these false idols, from Eminem to Katy Perry to Lil Wayne to Beyonce to Rihanna. It doesn't stop. They're all a part of it. They all flash the same symbols. You want to call them their satanic gang symbols, so to speak. But this one's a little bit different because these are wolves in sheep's clothing. These are the ones that people refuse to believe because they've heard an interview or they've read an article where these people have praised God despite mocking him. Because, like I've said over and over, they have to have these idols set up in different positions. They can't have every single idol being anti-God, as the, talking anti-God, anti-Bible, anti-Jesus. They have to have some of these false idols set up so they can lure in Christians. That's exactly what this band is, and I'm talking about U2, specifically the frontman Bono for the group. Bono goes on record as pretending to be a follower of Jesus Christ. And this is all part of it. It's all part of the lie. It's all part of the deception. People will say, well, that's not fair. How can you call him a liar? He's doing an interview about it. Well, all you have to do is look at the symbols. All you have to do is look at his actions. Look what he stands for. Look at the power that they've given him and what he represents. And that's what we're going to go over. So let's start with the symbols in plain sight. The 666 sign. Bono constantly, when he gets a photo op, flashing the 666, all-seeing eyes, putting it right over his eye, whether it's a magazine cover doing the hand over the eye, all-seeing eye, representing Lucifer, or it's the 666 hand symbol that he's doing. You can see over and over. You even see Bono dressed up, performing as the devil himself in some of his concerts, dressed up as Satan with the devil horns. I'm not sure what kind of a Christian would ever dress up and portray Satan, especially when you're performing and you have all of these fans screaming and cheering for you. Obviously, it's to influence them, and people want to believe that this guy is some type of devout Christian when he's not. So you have him as Satan dressed up. You see him over and over doing the devil horns. The rock and rollers get away with this stuff because people say it represents rock and roll. That's because Satanism and Satan himself represents rock and roll, because he's the one behind it. He's the one who makes these celebrities famous. They make their deal and they sell their souls. You can see him doing the peace sign. Bono loves to throw up the peace sign, the V representing Venus, paying homage to Lucifer. You also see at a concert that they did, they had a lot of things flashing on the screen at once. So real quick, it was flashing, things like coexist, peace, unity, and 666. And this is probably before they knew that people would be able to pause this and be able to find this. But if you pause it at a specific spot, you can see 666 right in front of his face, right on the big board in the background. I guess that's a coincidence as well. You have Bono. He also was photographed kissing a man at a concert or somewhere. There's a photo of him kissing a man, so that's not very Christian-like at all. That's actually just very disturbing. You have the video with Vertigo, where they have the yin-yang, they have the target sign, the bullseye, which is a satanic symbol, which also you can see the circle that they're performing inside of. We talked about the symbolism with that, with witchcraft and occult, but I want to get to what I want to get to is this coexist campaign that Bono represents. Because everybody looks at Bono as a hero, as if Bono is doing something that's great, and we should all applaud it. And that's this coexist campaign. And that's because the Antichrist is coming in the name of peace, as we know. Satan is coming. The Antichrist is coming. All of this is happening. We're in the end times. But the Antichrist is going to come in the name of peace and love. And Bono, who is supposed to be somebody who believes in Jesus Christ, is pushing this campaign to coexist all the religions. This coincides with the Pope and the one world religion. Bono, part of what his gimmick is now, is he's representing the one world religion. He's trying to get all the religions merged as one. So you see they have the Zionist star, they have the moon, the crescent moon, the cross, all this stuff with Bono with it blindfolded over his eyes. Bono is misleading Christians into accepting this. So he goes out and he talks about Christianity, and people are like, great, he's a Christian. And all the lukewarm Christians follow. And then what they do is they start to twist it. And he goes, yeah, I believe in Jesus, but I think we all should coexist. And then the lukewarm Christians who can't process thought, who aren't strong in their faith, go, yeah, we should all coexist. And I'm not saying that we should not coexist. I'm not saying we should kill people and have war and all this stuff. Of course not. Because the Illuminati are the ones who create the wars, are the ones behind the wars. We would all coexist if they weren't here. Everybody would go about their own business. It's them who are behind all of this. But what they want to do with Bono is they want to lead the lukewarm Christians into accepting this coexist movement, which leads to the one world religion, which the Pope is behind. And you see Bono posing with the Pope many years ago. You also see Bono very, very close with the Bush family. Many pictures of him with George Bush. We all know George Bush's affiliation with the Illuminati, Bohemian Grove member, Satanist at the core. Bush kind of played the same kind of role as Bono. He pretended to be a Christian, and then he would go and say, God told me to bomb Afghanistan, and people would say, oh, and they would get upset at George Bush and upset at God because he looked like an incompetent president, because he is an incompetent president. He was an incompetent human being, but obviously he was doing everything they were telling him to do. He was supposed to look incompetent, but he was saying that God is the one that led him to drop bombs on these people. I don't know what God he's talking about. Oh wait, yes I do. Obviously he was talking about Satan. But him and Bono are real tight. Bono was pushed at this global celebrity, so he's more than a musician. He's more than a rock and roller, because he's given power. He speaks at all of these events. You can see Bono with Al Gore pushing the global warming movement. So you have him pushing the one world religion movement, and you have him pushing the global warming movement here, which is part of a lot of different things, a part of this giant psyop that they're performing on people to fall for this global warming scam, which is not real, which they've created, which is really about population control and taxing people for breathing air, which is coming. But Bono pushes that. He also pushes the world peace movement, like I said, in addition to the coexist movement. You see him with Bill Gates and all these other Satanists that are on record talking about depopulation and how we have too many people in the world and we need to kill people off, because the only way to minimize the population would be by genocide. Because they claim they wanted at 550 million or 500 million, and we're at 7 to 8 billion at this point. So obviously they have to commit some type of genocide. They're just leading everyone astray, and people like Bono are doing that. They're working as these false idol frontmen because people worship them, and then whatever they say, they go, oh, it's great, Bono's a part of this movement, so it must be good because I'm a Christian, Bono's a Christian, and he's pro-global, we got to stop global warming, so I'm in. They do it with all the celebrities. They have Leonardo DiCaprio doing it now. He wins his Oscar with his Kabbalah bracelet on, and he goes on stage talking about global warming. It's a joke. It really is. It's a complete mind control. They've created these false idols, and then the sheep and the lukewarm Christians follow whatever they say. There's also a commercial with Bono where he mocks the Illuminati, talks about the Illuminati. It's him and a couple other celebrities, and they make light of it. And they say, oh, our Illuminati friends. They make a big joke about it, and then all the sheep laugh, like, oh, these crazy conspiracy theorists. They're just mocking, everything that's going on. They're mocking, yes, they're mocking us, but more so they're mocking the people who don't believe that this exists. And they're obviously discrediting all of this stuff because that's how they work. They go out, they make a joke about the Illuminati or about Satanism. Okay, all they have to do is crack a few jokes. It discredits it because the sheep start laughing and they go, yeah, that is ridiculous. But you'll notice that anytime Bono gets a chance to do a photo opportunity, for the most part, he'll hold up one of the signs. He does all of them. Devil horns, peace sign, 666. You'll even see him doing putting the finger over the lips, the shh sign. Okay, the hush sign, paying homage to his Freemason brothers out there. The oath to secrecy that he has sworn, because he's obviously a part of it. You don't get to this level of power, especially as a musician, unless you're way, way up in the Freemason ranks. So Bono's way up there. We can go through the signs over and over. I mean, it's the same stuff. The 666, you got him doing the all-seeing eye whenever he can. The devil horns, the peace sign, dressed up as the devil himself. The coexist campaign pushing the one world religion. Kissing another man. Mocking the Illuminati in commercials, hanging out with the Bushes, the Bill Gates, all of these, elitists, the Pope, the global warming. I mean, it goes on and on. What more signs do you need to see? You can go through the videos, you can go through the Vertigo video, you can go through song lyrics if you want. I'm not even getting to that point. What's the point? What's the point of dissecting a song lyric when Bono's flashing it in front of you every chance he gets? Every sign that you could possibly make, Bono is flashing it. And these are the worst kinds of guys out there, okay? Because this guy is going out there saying that he's a Christian. So what he's really doing here is he is grabbing Christians who, would hesitate to listen to other types of music because they might say, well, I don't know, it's kind of satanic. They hear you too. They say, oh, it sounds clean and clear. and I don't hear anything, garbage, cursing and all that stuff. And then Bono goes out saying he's a Christian, and they show him wearing a cross, because obviously the cross has dual meanings to it. That's why you see these celebrities who are Satanists wear the cross, because it's a Wiccan symbol as well. So they have him doing all this stuff, leading the Christians into following this, and then he pushes the agenda. That's what they do with the false idols, right? The people become fans of theirs, and then Bono becomes a frontman for something, and then people listen. They go, I don't trust these politicians, and I don't trust these people, but I like Bono. He claims to be a Christian, and now he's talking about global warming being a problem. And that's what they do with these celebrities. They have so much power because the people have given them the power. They've enabled them and given them power, so that whatever agenda they want pushed, they have the celebrities go out there and promote the agenda. 20 years ago, were actors winning Oscars talking about, these types of things? Because people, in the 1980s, 30 years ago, people weren't as obsessed with these celebrities as they are now. I mean, it's a ridiculous craze that we're in, where these people are idolized at every corner. There's TMZ, there's all of this stuff. Obviously, it existed 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, but not to the extent it is now. Now they have these false idols actually pushing the agendas that they want them to push. So they get Bono big, they get Leonardo DiCaprio big. You name the celebrity, they're behind some type of an agenda, and they all lead to the same thing, a one world government, a new world order. Because you have them pushing global warming, you have them pushing the one world religion, and then you get the lukewarm Christians who will listen and follow. So Bono's just another frontman for this garbage. He's another Satanist. The signs are there. What more do you need to see? He's dressing up as the devil. We got the 666 popping up in a concert right on the screen. All of it right there. So don't fall for it. Like I said, all of these people, okay, are a part of it. I know a lot of people can't get that through their head. All of these musicians are a part of it. Okay? All of them. Especially ones that have longevity like U2. That don't die out after 30 or 40 years or however long they've been singing. They're ancient at this point by music terms, right? Because usually they flush these people out and bring in new ones. That's what you get. You get Britney, they flush her out. Then they bring in Ariana Grande. 10 years she'll be flushed out. And Katy Perry, etc., etc. U2 has a lot of power. A lot. And Bono is a frontman because he stands for the one world religion and all of these things that they want him to stand for, but he pretends to be a Christian. So he's a wolf in sheep's clothing, clearly. And all of these people who are in these positions are a part of it. They're all satanic. That's why you see them all throwing up the same symbol. So don't fall for it. Just because it's a musician that you might like, you have to separate yourself from it. You shouldn't be idolizing them anyway. You shouldn't be idolizing anyone except Jesus Christ, who died for your sins, who died to give us salvation. So remember that when you're thinking these things. I know some people have a tough time separating from it because they grew up listening to these people or watching these athletes or cheering for these celebrities or whatever. It's all part of this great deception. Just, when you clap for somebody, you're worshiping a false idol for the most part. When you cheer, when you go, when somebody walks in the room and you start clapping and standing, going, oh, yay! Okay, that's false idol worship. We have to separate from doing this stuff. That's how these people have been given the power, because we've given it to them. So we have to take it away. So don't fall for it. Don't fall for people like Bono and U2. Stay strong in your faith. Remember that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life, and no one else is. It's the only person you should be worshiping. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you. May peace be with you.